Alright guys, doing the usual thing, selling a couple of fans today. I've had these on Marketplace for a while. This is the Super Electric in the box. Almost mint condition. Really nice fan. A little dirty. I never even cleaned it. I ran it in the window a few times. But it's so clean and untouched. 16 bucks in the day. And then this is a model 223, but it's not its original box. This one is the nicer. I have two of these tan ones, and this is the nicer of the two, so I kept it with the box. And this one's going to a new home as well, both of them together. So just moving a few fans, getting them going. Still trying to move the collection, guys. I mean, I'm selling them piece by piece here locally. But if you have any interest in the rest of the collection, I have a number in my head, and you can rent a truck and come get all of it. I also have a lower number for most of it, a few things I would keep. But that's kind of the things I've been thinking about, guys. So here go these two cool box fans. Again, I prefer the all-metal stuff because plastic is easy to break, and I'm a little clumsy. So I'm glad to see these go to a good home. Getting a decent deal. I'm definitely making a few bucks on each of them, and that's makes you feel all right. So there you go, two fans on the way. Well, that was an interesting one. The guy didn't really want vintage fans. He was looking for CFM, and this one doesn't move as much air as the Lakewood. He said, "You got anything like that?" So I sold him the other Lakewood, just like it, the tan square corner S223. So those both went. He didn't argue with me on the price, and I get to keep the Super Electric for a little while. So maybe tomorrow, since I'll have it upstairs, we'll do a run on it. It's been a while since this has been seen on the channel. It's pretty cool. So there you go. Here with the Westinghouse Riviera. This thing is just super damn cool. It's got all four of the rubber feet on it. And the handle is intact. The handle, these are so scary because it's plastic. It's just old plastic, and we know how that goes. So anyway, I'm going to put some oil in it. I haven't used it since last year, and I'm doing a little cleaning, so I need some air movement. So I'm going to drop some oil in the front and the back there, and then we'll run it. This will be a little difficult to show you and do at the same time, but there's an oil port there, and we're gonna get you. No, I don't really run this a lot, once or twice a year, but still, the oil seems to, I don't know if it evaporates or not, really. I don't believe it could, but if that were true, then you'd find old cars and stuff with no oil in the engines, but I don't know if they if oil doesn't leak out, they generally find old engines full of oil, so I don't know. Anyway, little oil in there, and we'll give her a run. Just love that it says OIL with an arrow on the casting. Pretty cool, huh? Westinghouse Riviera, 1957. Wild animal. Moves air like a champ. Alright, I'm putting a few of the fan items together. I've been using this thing a lot. It's actually freed up pretty good because I've been using it a bunch. It's got sticky old oil in it. I was never able to get the thing fully apart. This is a Mymar. It's a real monster. She really runs on high. It's just like it's like a laser beam. The thing's really incredible. On low, it runs very slow. Again, I never got the bearings apart. I never got the oil out of it. I just keep putting oil in the back. You can oil it on the back where the motor is, but I could never really get it. It wouldn't take any oil in the front. I couldn't get the thing apart. Fairly complicated design because where the screws are here, there's no way to get tools in there. It was a disaster. Maybe you guys know how to get these to get apart easier. I don't. And I want to use this a little bit over there by the kitchen as well. This thing also moves a lot of air. This is the, I forget the model number. I think it's the B28C size or whatever, but it's got the Uncle Frank handle repair on it. And it's got this other repair here as well. I put a cord on it and oil it. I never took the motor apart or anything, but she runs really good. So we're going to bring her over to the kitchen there, and I'm just going to put some oil in it because I haven't run it since last year. So let's go ahead and drop a little oil into this guy, and we have just a little oil port. Sorry, you can't see that. We have an oil port here. I just dusted it off. It's been sitting on the what do you call it? Make sure that's in there. It's been sitting on the, what do you call it? What do they call those things over the fireplace? The God, that's silly. I can't remember that word. And then there's an oil port on the front of the motor, as you'll see right there. Fireplace on the, what's that thing above the fireplace? Jesus, guys. My brain ain't working. My brain stopped. So anyway, this one's been sitting, so a little bit of oil in this one too. Try not to over oil it, but we want to make sure it gets something in there. Where are you? You know, just so that she's good and happy as she warms up. And so there you go. We'll bring her over and we'll do a first start. It hasn't run since I ran it last year. Yeah, they're not like cars. They don't not start up. If everything's okay, it'll plug in and run. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, here's the Vornado Uncle Frank with the Uncle Frank handle repair. I will never remove that. I love it. Actually makes it easier to carry this thing. Some of the later larger Vornados have like a hook here as a part of the whole setup that you can kind of grab it by. But for the most part, these aren't the most easy to carry around. So here it goes. I think the first speed is high. Super quiet. On high, quieter than the Mymar. And, you know, moves a good amount of air. Almost as much as the Mymar, not quite as much. And then it runs on medium and low. And low is really slow and inconsistent because of the speed coil. Kind of, but as you can hear, it does still move a good amount of air because of the side. You can really actually feel the individual blades. Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to run it on medium. And this thing's just awesome. It runs great. Moves a lot of air. Super cool looking, especially with the Uncle Frank handle repair. So I like this guy. And we're going to run it for the rest of the summer, maybe. And hopefully I didn't put too much oil in it. Stay tuned for more. A little update on this thing. You can hear it running in the background over there. But this thing is just awesome, man. I tell you, I never thought I'd pick one of these up, and I don't care for the fragile grills, but this thing's just a monster. It runs consistent and super slow, super quiet on low. I mean, it's really, really impressive. So I really enjoy this Hunter 7-blade. Pretty cool machine. And I've been using this right here. Most of this all summer, really. It's really running great. So that's my super hot day system, as I push the air that way and then push it into the kitchen. So there's the Hunter. And here's just a quick shot from high of a well-oiled spin down. These usually don't spin down that much because the blades have such pitch on them, but that's not bad for a 50, 60-year-old fan. Thanks for watching. The Bomb Y'all fan page.